At the start of the season, some of the things that new Broncos head coach Stuart Kussler told us right away is that he feels this year's team can play with anyone. He also told us that defense would be a key to the team's success and that he believes the team will have a more balanced scoring attack with different players leading the way on any given night. And so far, Coach Kussler is on point. The defense came up big yesterday in a 56-40 win over Oakmont, forcing numerous turnovers and strong rebounding. And for the fourth time in 4 different games, a different leading scorer has emerged for the Bella Vista Broncos, and it's actually the 5th time if you count the Exhibition Foundation game that was played before the season even got underway. This time, Cade Rucker led the way with 20 points last night, along with Cale Bird, Maxwell Pruker, and Marka Trotzik, all hitting double figures with 13, 12, and 11 points respectively. And Cade Rucker, by the way, has played himself into the starting lineup. More on that in a little bit. The question, though, tonight is who comes up big. Could it be Cade Rucker again? Could it be a Trotzik, or could it be somebody that we're not even thinking about at this present time? The 3-1 Bella Vista Broncos look to stay undefeated at home, going up against the Raiders of River City High School of West Sacramento. It's live, and it's next here on BV Live Sports. Good evening, everybody. George Thorolson, Carson Allen with you tonight. Glad to have you along as the Broncos get set to embark on their 4th home game of the year and the 5th game overall. Also the 2nd game of 5 consecutive nights this particular week. The Broncos coming in after a big win last night over Oakmont, 56-40. It was tight early on, but they took control in the second half, and as Coach Kussler was telling us before the game and has told us all year, that's when the defense really came up big and when the rebounding really started coming through for Bella Vista.
Yeah, I fully agree with this, with Coach Kussler's ideals for this Broncos defense, is that this defensive half, he really, really, really wants to keep up that full court pressure and consistently rotating out those starters, keeping the team fresh and consistent full court pressure is really what I think Coach Kussler's ideals are going to be coming into this River City game.
And boy, to be Cade Rucker right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some strong rebounding yesterday as well, but 20 points. And he gets a start tonight.
Looks like Christmas game early.
It's been quite a week for him already, and it's just the 2nd game.
Yeah, it's honestly probably last night was probably Cade Rucker's best night, and hopefully he can maybe even repeat it tonight.
Well, one of the things that we talked about, of course, last year with Bella Vista is Damian Rickett was always the leading scorer. And as he went, so did the team. This year, it's different. You can, and you have had, different guys step up. And, you see a Marka Trotzik who's consistent. He's led the team on one particular night, but he's always up there as well points-wise. If he's not the leading scorer, he's pretty close, maybe the 2nd leading scorer. They're getting a lot of consistency out of him. He can play the point. He can rebound. He can drive. He played defense. Made the big play against Western Sierra to close out the win. They're getting some solid play from him, and then fellow senior Maxwell Pruker as well.
Yeah, honestly, and 2 nights ago on that away game, Pruker hit that really high-scoring game. I believe it was 26. And so it is like how you said, George. It is the consistency of it doesn't matter who you will guard tonight, as long as they're open and they're taking good shots, and that confidence that Coach Kussler wanted to say is if they're confident on those shots, then if they go in, then it's going to be a great night. If they don't, then we have the great rebounders in Cale Bird to just get those controls again and reset the offense.
Let's turn our attention to River City. They come into this game 1-6. We expect a strong, aggressive approach from them. Both of these teams really do like the up-tempo style. And for River City, we mentioned they're 1-6, but that can be deceiving sometimes. As especially in December when you're playing in tournaments, you could be playing larger schools, you could be playing smaller schools, you could be playing schools that are not in your league, schools that you would not normally see. And just by looking at them as a 1-6 team, it's not like, this is going to be an easy win for Bella Vista tonight.
No, I fully agree. When we were talking with Coach before the game, he did kind of say that the looks can be deceiving. They haven't been doing super good, but the matchups that they've been having have been really tough. River Valley, to be more specific, from last night, put up against that full court defense or full court pressure that they were dishing out really early on in that game. And I really think that, like how you said, George, looks can be deceiving. They don't look super big by the look on the court over here, but they do look relatively strong in their finishing here, just based off this pregame.
They're a quick team. They are not as big. They are not as big as Bella Vista. I think Bella Vista has more height than River City does. Now, for the Raiders of River City, they are going to be missing their leading scorer tonight, Tyrone Orr. He was a leading scorer on the varsity last year as well, averaging 11 points per game last year. He's about 13 points per game this year, but he is out with an injury, and they do expect him back for the 3 games. They're going to actually play 3 consecutive nights next week, and they do expect Tyrone Orr for that, but they will not have him tonight, so they're going to have to look for others, 2 others for scoring tonight.
Yeah, and just based on looking at our sheet over here, Tyrone Orr is out, as well as also Xavier Amor. He's currently was injured at the end of the football season with a triple trifecta, ACL, MCL, and patella. Just really knocked him out, is what Coach said just before basketball season. So, and he was the leading scorer for JV with 13.5 points per game. Which I really think that's going to probably be something that Coach is going to try and have to find today. Is just that other person who can come off the bench or just be on that starting lineup to really equalize the picks that they need to for this Raiders team.
You always wonder when you look at a roster and a player does not have a number, and that's the case with Xavier Amor. He was out for the season before the season started, but he's part of the program, and so so he's there. He's not with the team tonight, but usually he is there for the games, and then turns out for practices as well. So the second leading scorer for the team is Nick Rodriguez, number 12, averaging 11 to 12 points per game. We'll look for him to kind of pick things up and maybe take on more of the scoring load tonight for River City, and then we'll see who else steps up. The starters are 5'8" junior Maverick Herr, 6' senior Marcus Roman, 6' senior Nick Rodriguez, 5'10" senior Jordan Tran, and 6'4" junior Aaron Burdick. Those are the names that we'll be talking about when we first start getting the game underway. And as we mentioned, a change in the starting lineup for the Bella Vista Broncos. The 4 that have been starting, Maxwell Pruker, Marco Trotzik, Cale Bird, and Trevor Iwamasa, are still in the lineup. But Mitchell Emery gives way to Cade Rucker tonight after the big game that he had. And Mitchell Emery, he had a pretty solid game for Bella Vista last night, but they wanted to get Cade Rucker in and give him a chance to start after that 20-point game last night. It still is pretty early it is early for both teams, and so they're looking for some combinations. The Broncos until tonight have gone with the same 5 starters, but a little bit of a different look. And, we're still a few weeks away from league play, and that's when you really want to have all of that in place and down and what your rotations are. We do expect to have quite a game tonight. Both of these teams like the up-tempo style, and both of these teams like to run. Again, River City is a quick team, and they talk about one thing Coach Kussler was talking about is how they have players that are rather shifty. And one of those that he was talking about was Tyrone Orr, who we will not be seeing tonight because of the injury. Well, the clock, as you see in the upper right of your screen, is winding down. We are just moments away from the introduction of the starting lineups and moments away from our varsity game tonight. So this is our last broadcast of the week, but not the last game for Bella Vista. They'll head over to Antelope for the holiday, the Titan Holiday Classic, which will be going on this week, and the Broncos will be getting underway in that tournament with a game tomorrow. It'll be their 3rd of 5 consecutive games. And so some last conversations with the scorers table are being wrapped up and completed, and we are just moments away from getting this game underway. So let's head downstairs right now and join Carson Allen for the starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's game of your Bella Vista Broncos hosting the River City Raiders. We're going to be starting with the starting lineups of the River City Raiders. Number 0, Maverick Burr. Number 11, Marcus Romas. Number 12, Nick Rodriguez. Number 13, Jordan Tran. And finally, number 24, Aaron Gordon.
Of the River City Raiders is Tyler Long, assisted by John Ritter and Ryan Yee. The head coach of the Bella Vista Broncos is Stuart Kussler, assisted by Omid Sabagian and Tom Kinsey. And the players are taking to the floor. We're about ready to get this one underway. Cale Bird will step in for the Broncos, and he will jump it up against Aaron Burdick. A couple of 6'4" juniors in the center circle. And Cale Bird actually winds up with the ball in his hands, which is a violation, and so this will go over to River City, and so what that means is they essentially win the jump, and so the first tie-up will go over to Bella Vista. So River City working the offense. They've been a walk. Here's a three-point shot in the corner, out of the corner. That's Aaron Burdick. He lights the lamp for the first points of the ball game, and a 3-0 lead for River City. Nice pass underneath the Pruker, and he puts that one up and in. So a quick answer for Bella Vista and Maxwell Pruker. His first 2 points of the game. He had 12 points last night against Oakmont. That's Burdick in front court. He's called for the travel, and the Broncos will take possession once again. Second offensive possession, looking for their first lead of the game.
And look at this. It's already going to be a full court defense already from the Raiders.
There's Cade Rucker getting the start tonight. Gives it up. He gets it back to the baseline. Rucker from the baseline, picking up where he left off yesterday. His first 2 points of the game as he makes that shot over Jordan Tran. Moving the ball quickly. That's her, kicks it over to Burdick. Burdick, a long jumper on the outside. That does not go. Atrocic the rebound, finds Rucker. Here's Rucker, leans in, gets another deuce. Nice pass and a nice look by Mark Atrocic. Quickly into front court. We mentioned both of these teams like to run, and that's exactly what River City's doing. Nice pass into her, they'll kick it back out. Here's Burdick once again.
Looks like this Bella Vista defense is in a zone right now. And it looks like it's putting up a lot of pressure for this Raiders team. Looks like they're going to have to try and adjust to this defense.
Rucker got the rebound, and Iwamasa is the one that had his pocket picked, and then he's going to get called for a foul. That's the first team foul on Bella Vista, first foul of the game. Minute and a half into this one. Maverick Herr closed off on the double team. Here's a three-point shot left side. Iwamasa. He's going to wait for the rest of the team to get set up. Trotzik, he'll launch a three. Rattles and drops. Marka Trotzik from downtown Fair Oaks.
That's already a timeout from the Raiders.
And you might be saying there is no downtown Fair Oaks. Well, you know what? There is now. 6:02 to go in the opening quarter and a 6-point lead for Bella Vista. And a quick timeout called by River City as Coach Long is trying to get his team regrouped before this one potentially gets away from him.
Yeah, and honestly, this Bronco offense and defense on both ends of the court have really just been setting each other up with the Atrotic assist really early on. He's just been going in and out. And also down here on the paint, he's been just a really offensive, defensive menace, just setting up those really low post plays so nobody is denied in the paint.
Broncos with the 2-3 zone. They meet him at midcourt this time. There's a jumper from the outside. That's Jordan Tran. Loose ball. Burdick comes up with it. Nice defense by Iwamasa. Tried to save it, and it comes right back to Burdick. Right side, three-point shot. That one taken by Rodriguez. Again, he's averaging about 11 to 12 points per game. Collision between Rodriguez and Maxwell Pruker, and that's going to be a foul on Rodriguez. That'll be his first team foul on River City. The River City Raiders hailing from West Sacramento. Here's Pruker. Rucker has two quick baskets already. That shot does not go. Rucker gets his own rebound, tries to muscle it away, puts it back. That one rolls off. Another rebound for Rucker, and he puts it up and in. 6 points in the first quarter for Rucker, and he had 2 or 3 rebounds in that sequence as well. Broncos by 8. And a foul is called on Pruker.
Oh, this is an interesting defense from the Broncos. I actually haven't seen this one yet. They all stacked
well,
around
it works.
the free throw line. Yeah.
Here's a Trotzik. Trotzik, he'll drive the lane with the runner. Marka Trotzik, he's got 5 quick points. Under 5 minutes to go.
Another 2-3
Roman.
zone.
And again, lost the ball. Broncos have it. Pruker all the way in, and he muscles that one up. Took that one over Tran. And Maxwell Pruker, 4 points. Broncos finding pay dirt early tonight. Runner from Tran. Again, good, aggressive, in-your-face defense by Bella Vista. Forced a, well, we'll say not necessarily the best shot.
And that's already at least 4 rebounds for Cade Rucker just within these first couple minutes of this first half.
Iwamasa, his first 2 points of the game. One of the things that Coach Kussler told you last night, Carson, was that he was hoping that the team for this game tonight would get off to a quicker start, and that's exactly what they're doing. Collision with Pruker, offensive foul called. That'll be the second on Maxwell Pruker. Under 4 minutes to go. I think he's getting what he's wished for with the much quicker start tonight.
Yeah, and I feel like that the River City Raiders coach, Long, was really, he said when we interviewed him, he's like, I'm not 100% sure what this Bella Vista Broncos team is about. Oh, hey, coach, you got a rude awakening really quickly on in this game that we're aggressive and we're in your face.
Substitutions for River City. We'll pick them up as we go. That's Nick Rodriguez still in the game, having trouble controlling the ball. This one's going to come around and go to Bella Vista. So on the floor now, Jalen Williams, a 6'3 junior. He wears number 5. And also Connor Gardner, a 6'4 senior, number 25. This is Iwamasa. Maverick Herr still in the game. And Herr's going to get called for his first personal there. He's kind of reaching in. That's the second team foul on River City. And the Broncos will inbound.
Substitution as well. Bird is being subbed out for O'Neal.
And Jonah Wooden is also in the game for Bella Vista. Nice backdoor cut, no look pass. That one doesn't fly. The rebound and putback by Wooden also. Check that, that was Rucker with the putback. Loose ball deflected away by Atrotzik, controlled by O'Neal. Back to Atrotzik, who takes it in with a finger roll. Mark Atrotzik, 7 points in the first quarter. Broncos by 16.
Yeah, and this is going to be something that I think Coach is going to have to, Tyler Long is going to have to really address here going into this second period, is how to stop this aggressive Broncos defense.
So check this out. River City scored the first points of the game on a 3-point shot. Bella Vista's run off a 19-0 run since. This is Caden Gonzalez. And now back on the outside to Rodriguez, and an offensive foul called against River City.
I believe that was Connor Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner gets called for that one. That is his first. He averaged 3 points per game for the varsity squad last year. Iman Nayati is coming into the game. He did not get in last night, but he gets some early action tonight. Last time we saw him play, he had quite a game.
Scored his first points of the season. Yeah, so far it's been looking pretty good for Nayati here.
Lots of rebounds, too. Inside it goes to O'Neal. That one's deflected away by Jalen Williams. And he's fouled in backcourt.
Nayati is called for that foul.
That's one-handed catch by the ref as the ball was thrown from about midcourt to him. Might have been a receiver in football. Rodriguez, he almost got him up and down, but he didn't leave his feet. Inside, Gardner underneath, he puts it in. First points in about 7 minutes for River City.
Yeah, pretty much 7 minutes. This has been honestly almost going to be, I'm going to say, a masterclass so far for this Bella Vista defense, and just showing like how aggressive they can be.
Mitchell Emery into the game. He gets that steal after the missed shot by O'Neal. Broncos are going to call a timeout here with 1:53 to go in the opening quarter. With a new group into the game, Coach Kessler wants to bring them together a little bit. You got a 14-point lead right now, and the last thing you want to do if you're Bella Vista is see that slip away.
Yeah, and honestly, the 14-point lead is going to be something that is going to be a little bit hard for this Raiders team to break into, because of that just aggressive nature that these Broncos have. I would almost say that they're going buck wild.
All right, so the Broncos to inbound the ball across the way from us. Here's Jonah Wooden, immediately double teamed, and a collision. They're going to get Caden Gonzalez for that foul. Averaged 3.5 points per game for the varsity last year. Broncos to inbound again with a fresh 35. Under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Wooden again, double teamed out of the zone. Austin Ruddy is in the game now. Nayati, he's tied up on the jump. The possession arrow will favor Bella Vista. Wooden to inbound. Here's Ruddy. Back over to Wooden. And Wooden will bring it back out top. Emery. And here's Wooden for three. Got it! Jonah Wooden finds the net for his first points of the game. 17-point lead for Bella Vista. Maverick Herr. Another rebound for Bella Vista. Jonah Wooden. Here's Zach O'Neal. Spins away from the defender. Niati the rebound. He puts it back up and in. First points of the game for Iman Niati. Here's Gardner. Leaves it off for Rodriguez, who almost lost it. Gonzalez. A collision with Austin Ruddy. They're going to call Austin for the foul.
That's on shooting, too. As an official, I probably would have called that on the floor because he was still kind of in that motion of dribbling around. He hadn't quite gone up for the shot yet. So that's a little bit of an interesting call. But
it's almost as if you have experience refereeing games or something.
What? No way. I couldn't. No.
Carson actually is a referee, so he can serve as rules analyst for us as well.
Look at that, stats analyst and rules analyst.
Not only is he Dick Vitale tonight, he's Gene Steratore. So
both points are good.
So that's 2 free throws from Caden Gonzalez. Bella Vista leading 24-7.
Full court pressure. It's a
collision with Austin Ruddy. They'll call the block on Ruddy. 2 quick fouls on Austin.
Oh, that's the reason why. Five fouls.
Yeah, the last foul. You're right. The last foul was the 5th foul.
Never mind. Great call on the officials. I'm wrong in this.
So it is 2 shots for the rest of the quarter. This is Stanley St. Mary who is taking the shot at the free throw line. He is just into the game. 6'3" junior, 5.5 points per game for the JV squad last year. And he gets 1 of 2. 24-8. Charlie Matoyer is into the game.
Deflection
out of bounds
by Gonzalez.
Bella Vista will keep possession. There's Mitchell Emery. Rucker steps through a triple team, and he draws the foul. You got to be careful with something like that. You don't want to be caught camping in the lane too long. The officials are having a conversation, and they've decided it's a travel. They say he moved the feet before the foul happened. So River City will get a chance, possibly for the final shot of the quarter, as they trail this one by 16 points. And they won't, so it's a backcourt violation, commonly referred to as over and back.
Yeah, sorry, my official jargon's coming out.
Here's Ruddy. Emery once again. Defense very aggressive from River City, kind of closing off the lane. Broncos not able to get anything inside. Matoyer's shot from distance does not go. And the clock expires. That brings us to the end of the first quarter of play here at Bella Vista High School. A 24-8 score. The Bella Vista Broncos are in front in this one. Again, 3 points within the first minute, and on the first possession, the first few seconds actually. Aaron Burdick is the one who hit the first basket of the game for River City. And then over the course of the next 7 minutes, Bella Vista went on a 19-0 run to jump out to and build this lead that they still currently have, 24-8. So Coach said he would like to see the team get off to a quicker start, and they did tonight.
That's why I said very boldly that this is probably going to be the masterclass, the video that they watch over and over of, hey, this is how we're supposed to set this defense up. Make sure if they're ever doing a full court press, which they started doing later on in the quarter, that this is how we can match against it. There are a few turnovers that did cost them for that, but I feel like they were able to adjust to it close towards the end and still keep that very firm lead.
River City will get the ball to start the second quarter. They did win the jump. Bella Vista did get a possession arrow. in the first quarter, so the reverts back to River City. Gonzalez is mishandling the ball there, and that one just kind of got away from him and then just flew out of bounds. So Bella Vista will get possession here. Broncos with Iwamasa and Matoyer. Mitchell Emery on the floor with Niati and Cade Rucker. Rucker in the corner for three. That one's a little too long. A whistle.
It's going to be on Rodriguez with a push off ball.
That's the second on Rodriguez. First team foul of the second quarter. Broncos to inbound with Mitchell Emery.
Looks like Matoyer and Gonzalez are getting a little handsy there at the baseline. Yeah, look at that. Still getting handsy.
And this time the foul goes against Bella Vista. Or not the foul, it's the turnover. Broncos not using a full court press right now. Of course, they have a 16-point lead. If it gets a little closer, expect to see that come back. Here's Maverick Herr just inside the free throw line. First points of the game for Maverick Herr. First points of the second quarter for either team.
Full court press.
Rucker in the corner draws the foul. And that was Stanley St. Mary that had the defensive assignment over there. That'll be his first. Substitutions coming in for Bella Vista. Trotzik and Pruker are back in. Marcus Murch. So three seniors coming in to play in this sequence for Bella Vista. There's Murch. Trotzik's open right side. That one's a little too hard. Fight for the rebound underneath as the players are going to wind up all on the floor. A huge mass of humanity. It's a jump ball, and Bella Vista will keep possession.
So far, it's been relatively even with the calls here by the officials, and honestly, it's looking right about the same. It's pretty firm and common between everybody.
Murch turn around, up with the left hand. He puts it in for his first points of the game. Nice little turnaround. And now back the other way, St. Mary flies in. He puts that in, and he draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Chance for the old-fashioned three-pointer. Back before they had that extra half circle on the basketball floor. Long before Carson was ever born.
What half circle?
The three-point line.
Oh. Exactly. See, just shows how young I am.
There's Pruker. Yeah, long before you were born, they actually used to jump the ball to start every quarter. And on all the held possessions, they would jump it up like they do in the NBA.
That's interesting.
Which is the way I think they should do it. They should go back to that. I don't like the alternating possession.
Yeah, especially for people who are like new on the table, it is a little bit harder to kind of.
Jalen Williams with the long shot. Broncos control the rebound. And the Broncos are going to call timeout. 6:14 to go in the opening quarter. The lead is now 13 for the Broncos. It was high as 17 earlier in the first quarter. So River City has made a little bit of a dent in that margin of victory. So Coach Kussler wants to get the team back together. It's an opportunity with the big lead for him to look at some different combinations, which is what has been happening, although he has now brought back in three of his seniors, including two starters. So a little bit, but that's their shot at getting the chance to play. He does want to get everybody into the game, and that's really what he wants to do every game if he can. And it's a lot easier to do when you build that big lead.
Yeah. It was said in his interview that you did over Thanksgiving, just the day after Thanksgiving, that he really does like to go deep into his bench and really pull out people who are really like versatile for our team.
Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/BV Live Sports, or take your smartphone and scan that QR code that appears on your screen right now. Please check out our Facebook page. We've got news updates and broadcast updates. Give us a like on Facebook as well. Follow us, and you'll be alerted every time we post something new about the Bella Vista Broncos. BV Live Sports on Facebook. Foul in front court. And the Broncos will get a fresh 35 seconds. Jordan Tran getting ready to come back in for River City. And he will replace Maverick Herr. 12 players on the roster, or on the active roster for River City. Pass into Marcus Murch. A little bit of a deflection there on the part of River City. They knock it out of bounds. Broncos keep possession. Iwamasa to inbound. Finds a cutting Atrotzik, who takes it to the rack and puts it in. First points of the quarter for Atrotzik. He's got 9 on the night. Stepping on the baseline is Jordan Tran, and the baseline official had the best view of it and saw that he actually did put his foot on that black stripe there at the end of the court, and that gives possession back over to Bella Vista. Broncos by 15. As we're 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Raiders are putting up what looks like close to it's a double team play. Little high for the 6'4" Murch.
Marcus Murch, he's tall. Unfortunately, he's not that tall. If he was 8'5", I think maybe.
Maybe it would have graced his fingers if he was 8'5", but not quite.
Mark Atrotzik on the overplay to deflect that one out of bounds, and that forces River City to have to inbound the ball once again. Broncos putting up a pressure in backcourt, a little collision. They're calling that really tight. As sometimes that little collision there between Jordan Tran and Trevor Iwamasa it goes uncalled.
And something that Coach Cussler was saying in the pregame is that he was expecting this game to be really scrappy and this Raiders team to be really aggressive in their defensive plays and just aggressive in general. He's expecting to be on the floor and fighting for balls, but it looks like these refs are having none of that and just not calling any and just not letting anything fly. And that's going to be another offensive foul. Offensive
foul. Looks like it was Jalen Williams that gets called for that foul. And the Broncos take possession back over. There's Atrotzik from the baseline. Atrotzik, first one to hit double figures. 2 double-figure nights for Mark Atrotzik. Here's Tran. Double teamed in the corner. Gonsalves. Williams, spin move. Closed off. Gonsalves once again. Now Tran will launch a 3 over Murch. Hits iron. Rucker, another rebound. Here comes Atrotzik. Atrotzik looking to go coast to coast with the finger roll is good. Mark Atrotzik. And Coach Tyler Long up off the bench one more time to call timeout. 19-point lead now for the Bella Vista Broncos. Mark Atrotzik, 13 points tonight. If he winds up being the leading scorer for Bella Vista, he will be the first repeat leading scorer in the 5 games the Broncos have played this year. And so far, so good for him, leading the way with the 13, Cade Rucker with 6.
And I have Rucker for 6 rebounds already just in this first half, maybe even more. I may have lost count a few times.
Well, Rucker is taking advantage of his opportunities. Cracked the starting lineup tonight, and 3 baskets in the first, 3 two-pointers in the first quarter. And as you mentioned, Carson, he's all over the glass tonight as well.
And here's the full court press.
Wooden and Ben Campbell and Marka Trotzik were in the backcourt, and the Broncos forced the bad pass. And that is Ben Campbell just a little bit to our right will get set to inbound the ball. I believe that is everybody to get in.
Yeah,
Just
that is
quickly,
everybody.
That is everybody. Again, if you're looking at the Bella Vista roster, you say, no, I haven't heard Riley Dick's name. Well, he's not ready to play yet. You remember the Riley Dick story. He was the starting quarterback on the football team to start the year and suffered a gruesome injury in the first home game of the year. It was the second game of the year, severely broken arm. And they're hoping that he'll be cleared to play next week. I had a chance to just briefly chat with him just to see how the recovery was going. And he seems in good spirits and optimistic that he'll be able to get back on the floor here before too long. Broncos in possession. That's Jonah Wooden. Murch, nice wraparound pass inside to Cale Bird for his first 2 points of the game. And the assist to Marcus Murch. Deflected, tipped, and stolen by Marka Trotzik, and he finds the back of the net.
And this was the thing that we were talking about. It didn't matter who you decided to guard. And last night it was Cade Rucker, and now it's looking definitely like it's going to be a Trotzik tonight.
A Trotzik, 8 points in this quarter alone. 15 overall. He is on a pace to hit more than 30. Now, keep in mind that usually when somebody has a hot start, they do tend to cool off, but the pace of 15 points in less than a half of the game, it's just a fun thing to talk about. We'll see if it happens, actually.
Yeah,
But Trotzik has come up big. He's been averaging right around 9 points per game this year for Bella Vista, but the last 2 nights he's been on fire. 11 last night, already up to 15 tonight.
And honestly, looks like this Broncos defense is going to kind of keep the same people. I don't think there's any new substitutions at all.
It's the power of the pink shoes for Marka Trotzik.
Something that I will also comment, his girlfriend, Ellie Tomei, on the girls' team also has the exact same pair of pink shoes. So I think she's giving off her good energy tonight because I'm pretty sure she's in the stands and really giving him that good energy to hit all these great points because it's not shown up over there on the record holders, but she is the highest points game, 3 points and 3 points made in a single night.
The banner just hasn't been made yet.
No, not yet.
She had a great year for Bella Vista last year, and this is what we in the business call a segue. Speaking of Ellie Tomei, we will be seeing her on Tuesday night as the Bella Vista Lady Broncos will take on West Park right here at Bella Vista High School. That's Tuesday night at 7:30. Join us for Bella Vista and West Park, the girls' game on Tuesday night. There's Cale Bird driving to the lane, and he draws the foul. We'll also have next Friday's girls' game as well. They'll take on Union Mine in the final game before, well, I guess technically Christmas break will have started by the time that game tips off.
Yeah, that is the last. That's the last day.
It's the final game before Christmas, I believe, unless they, Christmas is in the middle of the week, so I don't see teams playing on Monday the 23rd. So.
Yeah, neither do I, especially on the schedule.
One of 2 for Cale Bird. And here come the Raiders. Marcus Roman back into the game. He's one of the starters. Aaron Burdick is also back in. Looks like they have most of their starting lineup in the game right now. And that's Rodriguez.
Wooden
controls the rebound. Nice pass, tries to find Marcus Murch. A little bit behind him. Broncos 24-point lead, under 3 minutes to go. Still putting up that pressure defense. Gardner's open underneath. Oh, can't get the friendly roll. Gets the rebound and draws the foul. Connor Gardner will head to the free throw line.
something that I have seen so far, just off my rough tally sheet, Broncos have had probably 90% of these rebounds every time. Because I only count at least 4 for the Raiders here, and I count almost exactly that just in Rucker. Rucker has out-rebounded the entirety of the Raiders team, and that's a little scary.
So Gardner 0 for 2 from that trip to the line. Mitchell Emery is back in. Got Austin Ruddy, Cale Bird, Ben Campbell, and Marcus Murch. And that's Murch at the top of the key. Cale Bird closed off there. Great defense by Gardner. Three-pointer, Mitchell Emery. He dents the scorebook for the first time.
For his first game not being the starter, he's really showing Coach Kussler that I want to be a starter again. Put me back on, Coach.
Well, there has to be a little bit of pride in being a starter, and then somebody else earns an opportunity. It's not necessarily that Emery lost the job.
No.
It's just that Rucker earned the opportunity, and Coach had to make a decision.
And like how we've been saying, putting out that full court defense, and Emery just putting on the hard pressure.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Rodriguez. He's double teamed. They get it in the corner. Shot at the buzzer. And that's off of Murch and out of bounds.
That was really, really, really well done by the Broncos, even though it turned into, wait, is this a football play? Hold on. I think I've seen this before somewhere. I almost want to say that the actual, Denver Broncos may have actually run that exact play that, that they just did.
Maverick Herr gets the pass and gets the deuce. He's got 4. 25-point lead for the Broncos. Under a minute and a half to go. Down low it goes to Cale Bird. He misses the shot. Rodriguez gets his own rebound. There's Herr launching up a shot. Gardner tips it. Loose ball. Ruddy winds up on the floor, and the Broncos control. Campbell. And that goes out of bounds to River City. Last minute of the first half. Footer does not go, and it just deflects it off Bella Vista, and so 33 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. And River City will inbound. Aaron Burdick gets his first 2 points since the opening minute of play when he hit a three-pointer. Emery. Broncos could play for one shot. He works off the screen. Here's Burdick once again. He'll drive in and get an easy finger roll. So 2 quick buckets for Aaron Burdick. Lead is now down to 21. Here's Murch underneath. He banks that one up and in. 4 points for Murch all here in the second quarter. Here's a shot at the buzzer. Ooh.
Teased him.
He had some accuracy there as we have come to the end of the first half here at Bella Vista High School, and the Broncos an impressive first half here at home. 42 points on the board. What a difference a day makes.
Yeah, in a matter of 24 hours, we are seeing a marginal difference between the Broncos from last night and from now. I feel like about this time last night, we were barely ahead. I think by 4 or 5 points. We are just dominating this first half.
Taking a look at our first half scoring numbers for the longest time, River City, they were struggling in single digits. They only had the 8 points in that first quarter. And they are led by the 7 points of Aaron Burdick, 4 points each for Stanley St. Mary and Maverick Herr, and then 2 for Caden Gonzalez and Connor Gardner. They are missing their leading scorer, Tyrone Orr, tonight, and his 13 points per game. Leading the way for Bella Vista, Marka Trotzik, he's got 15 points. Cade Rucker with 6, and then balanced scoring on the part of Bella Vista. Maxwell Pruker and Marcus Murch each with 4, 3 each for Mitchell Emery, Cale Bird, and Jonah Wooden, and then 2 points for Iman Niati and Trevor Iwamasa. So for Bella Vista, 9 different players have dented the scorebook tonight. And I think that will bring a smile to Coach Kussler's face.
Definitely. I feel like going into this timeout here for the half, he's definitely going to be talking about, I feel like that end of the game there, just a lot of those turnovers that was costing them those points. And yeah, effectively it didn't matter at the end of it. It still did kind of matter because it's going to give the Raiders enough momentum to think, hey, this is what works on this defensive play against the Broncos, and it's just going to destroy them if he can figure out a play to work against them.
So if you're River City, heading into the second half, you know, the Broncos, we haven't seen a lot of the full court press. We've seen it some, but there have been times that they've been meeting him at mid-court. You know, again, 5 straight nights where you're playing might be an opportunity with the big lead to kind of conserve energy. At this point, you're trailing, if you are River City, you're trailing by 23 points, and they have not been able to get anything consistent on offense. Obviously, it's not over, but it would take kind of a monumental comeback to
it would have to be
even just get back in.
Yeah, it would have to quite literally be the opposite of a masterclass in that first half for the Broncos defense. It would have to be a disaster to strike for this Raiders team to put a dent even in this Broncos lead. But never say never.
Well, yeah, that's why they play the games, I suppose.
Yeah.
So if you're Coach Long, what do you tell your guys here at halftime?
I would tell your guys to really be rebounding, because the leading rebounder is Gardner with at least 2, and that came in the second quarter. I would also say to shut down Atrotzik, double team him as much as you can. Keep up that full court pressure, because that was what was really working for them, was keeping up at our pace, which was matching our energy, which is keeping up at that full court. And then also denying Atrotzik, I really think is going to be probably the biggest thing. Because if you deny Atrotzik, then the next biggest scorer was, with 4 points? No, 6 with Rucker. And yeah, he's had a couple good in paint shots, but we haven't really seen him take, I think, too many threes. So if you deny him the paint and a Trotzik from 3, I think that they might be able to come back from this.
And one of the things for River City as well, and we've talked about this during the course of the broadcast, and that is that Tyrone Orr, who is their leading scorer, is not available for them due to an injury tonight, and they're clearly missing him. Nick Rodriguez is their second leading scorer, but the pressure's kind of on him right now to step up. They really need more of a supporting cast. They need somebody to find their range and just start knocking the lights out here.
Yeah.
In hopes of maybe finding some other kind of an opportunity, because Rodriguez himself was held scoreless in that first half, and he had 2 personal fouls. So he's not been able to hit the scorebook tonight. Burdick has leading the way with the 7 points. So they need to get him on fire, and then they need somebody else to kind of spell him a little bit with the scoring. We are at halftime. It's a 23-point lead for Bella Vista. We'll take a short break. Stay with us, and we will have the second half for you coming your way. Here at Bella Vista High School, a 42-19 lead for the Broncos. third quarter underway. Bella Vista with their 23-point lead. And Cale Bird controls the rebound for the Broncos. Here's Pruker right side. Cale Bird flying in for the rebound, has the shot rejected from behind. Cade Rucker trying to swat that one away. Unfortunately, he swatted the player away too. And that is first personal on Rucker tonight.
Something I will say, George, that I noticed really just at the end of the second half is that if you look over in the back right, we have some fun guests who've decided to join us. Mikey Simonian and Damian Rickett from last year have decided to join us.
Two top performers from last year's team. Called their names quite a bit. Bird underneath gets the rebound, has his pocket picked. In the corner, that's Rodriguez on the baseline. He's closed off. Now here's Tran for three. Got it.
This is something
Jordan Tran, we talked about who's going to be the one that really starts lighting it up for River City. So far in this third quarter, it's Tran. Lead is under 20. Broncos having trouble controlling the ball, and that one kicked out of bounds, and it will go back over to River City.
That's the one thing I was really scared about coming out of this half, is that what were the Raiders going to be doing to really pressure this Broncos defense, and it looks exactly like it.
Full court press, loose ball on the ground, there's a collision, and there's going to be a turnover here. Ball will go over to Bella Vista. Here's Iwamasa, now a Trotzik. That's an offensive foul on Marka Trotzik. You kind of saw the head kind of jerk backwards for the defender there.
That was the thing that I was talking about, is that they are going to try and shut down a Trotzik, and we saw two people down at the baseline just denying him any advantage that he could, and they just pull up that offensive rebound.
Here's Tran again. Tran has become the star here in the third quarter. That's 7 points for Jordan Tran, and it's a 7-0 run to start the third quarter for River City. We made that stranger things have happened comment. The lead for Bella Vista, the deficit for River City is starting to get somewhat manageable. This one will go over to Bella Vista. I'm sorry, River City.
It was a little hard to see from my angle, but I can't really say anything. If the official calls it to be River City, then it's River City.
Here's Rodriguez, closed off on the double team. Rucker reaching in, trying to get the ball. Looks like they are going to get him for a foul.
3 really quick fouls on the end of the Broncos here, and that's going to be a little concerning because you've only burned off a couple minutes here, and if they get to 5 already, the Broncos, then that's going to be really scary for any future fouls that they make.
Here's Burdick. He's open for 3. He hit one to start the game before Bella Vista went on a 19-0 run. But right now it's a 7-0 run for River City. Here's Cale Bird. He'll try the Euro step into the lane. It looks like he draws the foul, and we'll get some free throws here. Foul's going to be called on Maverick Herr. That's the second, at least according to my numbers. First team foul. And Cale Bird hits the first free throw. That's his 4th point of the night. And he gets his 5th as well. Here's Burdick to the baseline. And they find Roman underneath to get his first 2 points of the game.
That was a great offensive run by River City. I will give them props for that. Broncos were running a 2-3 zone. They crashed. River City crashed into the middle, and they just were able to pass and maneuver around to the baseline and then outside to the weak man.
River City has outscored Bella Vista 9-2 in the third quarter. Iwamasa, and the putback by Cale Bird.
That's 5 already. 5 rebounds already for Bird.
Marcus Roman tried to get the ball to Rodriguez over on the far side, and once again needing another foot in height to catch that pass. Shaquille O'Neal might have been able to haul that one down.
Probably, but I think he would have lost control and the bench would have scattered out of the way.
Cale Bird once again on the baseline. Here's Tran. Tran into the lane, kicks it back out. Burdick. Burdick is closed off. Good defense by Bella Vista. Gonsalves underneath. Cale Bird with the rebound. Trotzik into front court for Bella Vista. He's the star in this one so far. Cade Rucker's jumper right side. He's feeling the confidence, even though that one didn't go in. You can tell just by his mannerisms and his body language how confident he is in taking those shots. Iwamasa has a pocket pick. Gonsalves will drive in. Caden Gonsalves with 4 points on the night. That's his first field goal. He also has a couple of free throws.
I'm going to comment off of that confidence down there at near the baseline for
Here's
Rucker.
a Trotzik driving to the baseline. That doesn't go. Bird the rebound, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, with Rucker and that confidence, just that pull around instantly. As soon as he received the ball, realized the defender wasn't close, instantly turns around, shoots it. That's 7 rebounds already for Bird.
Substitutions coming in. That's Tran with the rebound. Gonsalves. Gardner closed off. Here's Rodriguez. There's her from the right side. Got it for 3. Check that, Gonsalves. Gonsalves gets the three-pointer. That's a 13-point lead. It was 23 at halftime. There's a rebound and a putback by Mitchell Emery. He has 5. Broncos back to a 15-point lead. Here's ball. Kruger comes up with it. And somehow traveled.
Looks like the official is thinking that Brooker is taking a 4-night stay over at Hawaii.
I didn't think he had the ball long enough to travel.
No, I didn't think so either.
There's Jaden Williams, who himself is rocking the pink shoes. Gardner underneath tries to muscle up a shot with Bird behind him, and he draws the foul. I have that as being the first personal on Cale Bird. 4th team foul on Bella Vista. Somebody gets credit for helping him miss that shot.
I will say the student section gets the assist on that. I'm going to have to put that on my score sheet. Student section, assist 1.
And some chuckles around the crowd, too, as, especially because it worked.
Yeah.
Whether it actually distracted him, we don't know, but he did toss up an air ball on that first one. 1 of 2 for Connor Gardner. Wooden gets it back. Here's Pruker. Pruker, bounce pass underneath the Bird, spin around, and puts it up and in. 6 points in the quarter for Cale Bird. 3-point shot, iron. Pruker the rebound.
His first rebound of the game so far.
Cale Bird 9 points overall. 3-point shot left side. That one's out of bounds. Looks like it stays with Bella Vista. And a timeout called by the Broncos. Following this timeout, it's 2 timeouts the rest of the way for the teams as we are at 1:43 to go. In the third quarter, the Bronco lead is now back to 16. It was 23 at halftime. And the Broncos, they're going to try and regroup. It's been kind of a shaky third quarter for them. A really, really nice first half, but a shaky third quarter for Bella Vista, and that's kind of allowed River City to get to a point where they're almost getting back into this game. We want to remind you to join us for our next boys broadcast 1 week from tomorrow, as the Bella Vista Broncos will host crosstown rival Casa Roble. It's the Rams and the Broncos, Thursday, December 19th, and we'll have it live for you right here on BV Live Sports. There's a steal by Gonzalez. His finger roll, he gets the friendly roll. Gonzalez 7 points in this quarter for River City. 14-point lead. It outscored the Broncos by 9 points in this third quarter. Approaching 1 minute to go. Kruger splits through the double team. Thought he might have been fouled, no call. Rodriguez into front court, picked up by Bird. Long 3-point shot. Rebound, and a putback is up and off. Fight for it. Bird finally comes up with it, falling to the ground. That was Dion Clay into the game, got the rebound. Pruker with the Euro, he puts it up and in. Maxwell Pruker has 6. 16-point lead. Here's Williams. Tran from the left side. Clay had it underneath, and it draws a foul, and that will be the 5th team foul on Bella Vista. Zach O'Neill gets called for the foul.
I mean, that makes sense. Down near the baseline, I saw you got kind of thrown out of the way so that he could grab the rebound, Clay.
So would you say that Dion Clay, that'd be more like magenta shoes?
Yeah, definitely more magenta instead of Clay.
Williams with the pink. O'Neill and Atrotzik both going with the pinks on Bella Vista. Clay gets them both. 14-point lead once again. Final minute of play in the third quarter. Broncos can take their time and play for the last shot as the shot clock is off. Emery to the baseline. He'll force up the shot, but he draws the foul. Tran gets called for that one. 11.7 seconds to go.
We'll say for the amount of times that the Broncos have gone to the line, they've been hitting these free throws, which is something that in those first couple games we were commenting, saying that they really need to pick that up.
1 of 2 for Emery.
I jinxed it.
15-point lead. The countdown is on. Here's Gonzalez, had a pretty decent third quarter for River City, but he couldn't get that one to go, and then the long shot doesn't go for Bella Vista either. And the Broncos will take that 15-point lead, into the fourth quarter. So the Broncos, they give up a little bit of ground. It was a 23-point lead at halftime. They're outscored by 7 in this one, as it is, or pardon me, I'm doing the math in my head, which is kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Outscored by 8, as they are now, as the lead is now 15. It's kind of a shaky quarter. It looked like the Broncos were having trouble hanging onto the ball and sustaining their offensive possessions.
Although in the rebounds, it is kind of shown Cale Bird did pick up, what is that, 8 rebounds in that third quarter, and 2 from Pruker. And it's still very much favoring the Bella Vista Broncos on those rebounds. It's just that, once again, those shots aren't falling. The confidence isn't nearly as high as it was last night.
Now, Marka Trosick was held scoreless in that third quarter. He's got 15 on the night. Cale Bird with 11, so 2 players in double figures for Bella Vista. Both Bird and Trotzik were in doubles last night as well. Fourth quarter underway. Here's Jonah Wood, and he's being hounded by Gonzalez. And Gonzalez is going to get called for the foul. That'll be the first team foul of the fourth quarter on River City.
Looks like this Broncos offense is going to be going into, I believe this is their pass out play. Yeah.
Wooden, a collision. They're going to call the offensive foul.
That was a little soft in my opinion. Seemed like Wooden definitely set his feet, was going up, and I feel like the defender probably maybe either leaned in a little bit, and it seemed a little bit of a soft call, but these officials have been relatively consistent on these soft calls and not really letting anything get past them.
Here's Williams. Now Rodriguez. Rodriguez, second leading scorer on the team, has not dented the scorebook tonight in 3 quarters plus. That was a pretty good look for him as well.
I agree.
In and underneath, that's Zach O'Neal. O'Neal tries to muscle up that shot. All kinds of traffic. Rodriguez winds up with the ball. And the Broncos wind up with a foul call. That's the second team foul on the Broncos.
Something I'm really concerned about that Cutler I feel like is going to have to address is that we are fouling way too much. And it's honestly going to cost us, especially if this game starts getting a little bit closer with these Raiders pulling ahead on this offensive end.
Maybe Mitchell Emery might get called for a foul here on the baseline. No, it's going to be on O'Neal. That's the second on O'Neal. So 15-point lead, a minute in. No scoring in the quarter just yet. That was Maverick Herr with the 3-point shot. Here's O'Neal. O'Neal will wait to get numbers. Zach O'Neal has the ball blocked from behind. Cade Rucker. 8 points tonight for Cade Rucker. 6.5 to go. Williams. It's Rodriguez. This little shifty head move there by Herr. Finds Williams in the corner. Clay with the rebound, and he'll draw a foul. Deion Clay didn't play in the first half, but he has quickly gotten himself to the free throw line a couple of times here in the second half. He played for the JV squad last year and averaged just over 4 points per game.
Oh, I think that's a technical foul. Yeah, it's a technical foul on O'Neal.
So that's a technical on O'Neal, which, by the way, counts as a personal. That will be the third on him.
I think the ref's calling him for mouthing off.
O'Neal's going to come out of the game. Dion Clay will go to the line, and I believe he gets his free throws from the foul first.
No, he actually gets the tech fouls first, and then he gets the other fouls. The official down here close towards the baseline is telling the rest of the River City players to sit down. Now this should be the two.
So actually, no, that was the foul. It was the foul free throws first, because Clay was the one who was fouled, and now Tran will go to the line with the technicals.
Yeah, there we go.
So Clay misses his free throws. Tran gets those two. He is up to 9 points on the night for River City.
And River City is now going to gain control of this possession here.
So Bella Vista, they beat Oakmont last night 56-40. The score of this game right now is 55-40. And that's Dion Clay doing his thing. 2-3 rebounds on putbacks. You know, he did not get the shot to fall, but there's some serious athleticism for Dion Clay.
I definitely think that he did fly in for 3 of those rebounds consecutively. He missed his shot, came back, got it, went back again.
Cade Rucker, he's got 10. So 3 players now in double figures for Bella Vista. Once again, the Broncos getting that balanced scoring that we've been talking about. Maverick Herr, he's up to 7 points. The lead is 14. 5.5 to go. Trotzik tried to drive in, lost the handle of the ball. Here's Maverick Herr at the end. Tran flying in to get the rebound. There's a collision.
I believe it was both BV players. I believe it was
Uwamasa's going to get called for the foul.
Merchant and Iwamasa both collided down near the baseline.
So Maverick Herr just hit that 3-point shot moments ago. Don't look now, but if he makes this free throw, it's going to be down to 12. Two free throws for Maverick Herr. He's at 9. And, we talked about who's going to pick up the scoring. Well, Maverick Herr and Jordan Tran in the second half.
And that was something that you also commented, is that it couldn't just be one guy. It had to be at least 2. It had to be the main actor and his co-star. Just really had to run the court.
Cade Rucker from the top of the key. Nice work there. Marcus Murch finds the loose ball underneath, and he gets an easy bucket. He's up to 6 points tonight. 4.5 to go. Lead is 14. Going to get a timeout called by River City. So 4:26 to go in the fourth quarter, 14-point lead for Bella Vista. Let's talk about our upcoming plans here on BV Live Sports. On Tuesday of next week, the 17th of December, the Bella Vista Lady Broncos will be taking on West Park. We will see Ellie Tomei and friends take to the court as the Lady Broncos will go up against West Park. That will be on Tuesday. And then Thursday of next week. This place is going to be absolutely nuts. Casa Roble will be here to take on Bella Vista. Remember, Del Campo came here last year, and we had a packed house. Del Campo not far from here either. And we had a packed house for that game. You know it is going to be nuts for the basketball edition of the Cowbell Classic. And I'm sure people will bring their cowbells, too.
We'll say, though, you can't actually bring them.
Oh,
The officials last year, they said, this is not the Sacramento Kings arena. You can't be ringing cowbells in here.
got
So
it.
you can bring the cowbells. You just got to add a little muffler to it.
Well, in any case, it's going to be a fun night.
Oh, absolutely.
It is going to be a fun night Thursday. And then Friday night, the 20th of December, the final game before Christmas. Union Mine will come out to Fair Oaks to take on the Bella Vista Lady Broncos. That's next Friday. There's Maverick Herr driving the lane. Dion Clay gets the rebound. And there's Burdick from the outside. That doesn't go. Atrotzik finally gets his hands on the rebound. And the foul is going to be called on Marcus Roman. Bella Vista will get possession of the ball. Bella Vista has possession of a 14-point lead. That's the second time that's happened tonight.
Yeah.
Or at least over the last two nights, where Trevor Iwamasa's dribbling and he winds up nearly giving somebody a piggyback ride.
Something that I've been thinking about on this wordplay is with Maverick's first name saying, "You're dangerous, Maverick. Can't be doing that." Really starting to quote. The urge to quote Top Gun right now is really high right now.
Here's a Trotzik, draws the foul. First points of the second half for Marka Trotzik. You can hear the student section getting into this.
I think this is the loudest the student section has been in at least the two games that have been during a school day at home.
Basket and one for Marka Trotzik, 18 points on the night, 17-point lead for Bella Vista. Rodriguez, here's Burdick. Dion Clay underneath. He's got 4 points on the night.
That was a nice assist by Burdick down low. Realizing that he was trapped out and then passing it out to Clay.
Trotzik just inside the arc. A little heady play there by Dion Clay as he flying out of bounds. Threw the ball in. It goes off the hands of Cale Bird and out of bounds. And so River City will get possession of the ball. 3:24 to go in the ball game. It's been all Bella Vista pretty much throughout the game. Jordan Tran draws the foul as he gets the hoop. He's hit double figures with 11. And a chance to cut the lead to 12. This one's not over, folks. Full court press from River City. Trotzik will clear the timeline. Gonsalves, some great defense to deflect that one out of bounds. Rucker's going to inbound for Bella Vista. So in backcourt, and a 10 count will start. The Trotzik double teamed, looking for some help. Here's Pruker. Pruker drives in. Pruker's got 8. He's almost to double figures. Tran closed off, turnaround jumper. Clay, the putback. A rebound, Clay. He'll put it in, but it won't count as the whistle happened beforehand.
It's still going to be 2 free throws because the Raiders are in the bonus right now.
Dion Clay back to the free throw line. He is drawn the fouls and gone to the free throw line. Has not had a lot of success at the line, though. Clay taking his time. This is both of them. Bird controls for Bella Vista. 2.5 to go. Atrotzik. Continuing with the aggressive defense. Pruker from the outside. Here's Wooden on the rebound. Clay the rebound for River City. Here come the Raiders. Burdick. Threw that one into traffic and the Broncos control. Approaching 2 minutes to go. And the Broncos are going to call a timeout. 2:07 to go, and the Broncos leading by 13 points. They've been outscored in this half by 10 after taking that 42-19 lead into the locker room. But it's been River City's second half, kind of a tale of two halves. It's just that the Bella Vista's performance in the first half may have just been a little too much for River City to overcome, but River City has outscored them by 10 here in the second half.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that it was going back to what I was saying. Double Atrotzik, you shut out the lead scorer so far, and then pretty much deny the paint. But still, that hasn't been preventing the Broncos from rebounding, which has been significantly less. And Clay has just been grabbing every rebound that he's been seeing. Every ball that's been a little bit out, he's just been sealing it in and just going back up. And he's gone to the free throw line, like Cody said, more than once. I think he's gone to the free throw line 3 or 4 times just in this quarter.
Maxwell Pruker will come over and set up right in front of us. And we'll get set to inbound the ball here. 2:07 to go. Here's Atrotzik. Now he'll lean in. And Burdick says, none of that stuff in my zone. Feel for the cheerleaders out there because would hate for anybody to be on the receiving end of a blocked shot like that. Here's Atrotzik on the baseline. Muscles it up and in for the deuce and the harm. Mark Atrotzik at 20 points tonight. He's saying, Cade Rucker, you got 20 points last night. I'm going to make this free throw and get to 21.
We'll say, off your comment from Burdick, he definitely channeled his inner Dikembe Mutombo and said, not in my house.
River City keeps possession. 16-point lead for the Broncos. They won by 16 last night. Rodriguez finally finds the net. That is his first points of the game. And it's a trifecta, 13-point game. Here's Pruker. Pruker from the free throw line. Long pass, here's Rodriguez again. Finger roll is good. 2 quick buckets by Nick Rodriguez, 5 points in the quarter. The lead is 11, 1:25 to go.
This is going to be a hard full court press from the Raiders here just to try and get any amount of momentum into this game, which they have, denying 2 baskets, and now that's a steal.
That's Gonzalez, and he'll drive in, and he gets the deuce. He's got 11 on the night. The lead is 9. The foul in backcourt.
I believe that's on Tran.
That's Tran that gets called for that one. And that's 5 team fouls on River City, so that will be free throws for Jonah Wooden. And these are 2 big free throws for Bella Vista.
And this is something that I'm a little bit worried about, is if the Broncos are going to get fouled every time to try and slow down this clock for the Raiders, we need to be hitting these free throws. And if we can't make any, then it's going to start hurting us.
Wooden gets 1 of 2. He's got 4 on the night. The lead is 10. One of the things I remember that Stuart Kussler told you last night was that he's waiting for the team to play a full 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And even with the great first half that Bella Vista had, I think he's probably still feeling that way. River City has done a great job to make this one close. The ball is deflected out of bounds. Looks like a timeout was called.
Just before. It was literally, I would say, in the nick of time.
So River City will take the timeout here. Under a minute to go. It's a 10-point game for Bella Vista.
And that's also the Raiders. Whoa, hang on. They're debating how many timeouts they have left. Because on the board it says 1. However, it says also on the book that they have 2. But however, in this game, the timeout situation will go to the lead book.
Yeah,
so
which is the home team's book. That's the official.
Checking it with the
and they are checking on that right now to see whether that is what the timeout situation is. And certainly they weren't at 0.
No.
And that would have been a problem, because if you call a timeout and you don't have any, it's a technical foul.
Yeah.
But now they've updated the scoreboard. That was the final timeout for River City.
Assistant coach O is currently talking with the official, questioning if it was out of bounds before he called the timeout.
Rodriguez, double team, trapped in the corner, looking for help. Here's Herr, he's open, he can hit that 3-pointer. Iwamasa winds up on the floor. And it sounds like this one's gonna go the other way.
Jordan Tran again.
So that'll be free throws for Bella Vista. 44 or 47 seconds to go and change.
Again. Free throws are the game here.
One of 2 for Iwamasa. That takes the lead to 11. Substitutions for Bella Vista, or at least 1. Rucker's back in. The foul in backcourt. And that's going to be free throws for River City. That's the one thing you don't want to do for Bella Vista, is give River City a chance to score with the clock stopped.
Yeah. I think that was probably the worst situation you could do. However, I will say that this Broncos team, at least audience-wise, has been helping out, I would say, and being the 7th man on the 13th man on the team, and really denying these free throws. But Herr has just been hitting every free throw. Never mind. The announcer jinx works.
So he gets 1 of 2. It's a 10-point lead, 45 seconds to go.
Looks like the announcer jinx. You just have to will it into existence.
There's Burdick, the turnaround. Burdick has 9.
Raiders don't have a timeout.
8-point lead. Foul in backcourt, 34 seconds to go. And as you have been saying, Carson, this is what's going to happen down the stretch. They're going to try and get back in the game by fouling. A really good second half run by River City has made this a game.
Yeah, it's 5 fouls on Herr. He's out. And that's going to be really tricky, especially if these Raiders are going to want to try and come back into this game. Herr being, I believe, their leading scorer this game so far, and he's now fouled out. This is going to be definitely a lot harder for them to try and figure out who's going to now have to step up and put the divot in.
Trotzik looking to hit the second of 2 free throws, and he does. He's at 22 on the night. Broncos hit 70. And there's Jordan Tran finishing on his end.
I think that was honestly the best thing that they could do is just let him score, and there's the foul.
Foul in backcourt as Maxwell Pruker got the inbounds. Looks like that one's on Tran.
And that's also 5 on Tran as well. It goes to home. The bookkeeper for the Raiders has been just saying, now this is now twice where he's had to say, no, they have 2 timeouts, or this is now their 4th foul for
Tran will come out of the game. Williams is back in. 8-point lead for Bella Vista. With the second free throw here, Maxwell Pruker will reach double figures. Play with the rebound. 9-point lead for the Broncos. Right side Rodriguez, he'll launch the 3 and get it! Oh, mercy! Second three-pointer of the quarter for Nick Rodriguez with 10 seconds to go. It's a 6-point game. And the Broncos headed back to the free throw line. Looks like another foul on Tran. Wait, Tran's already out.
Yeah, he's out.
Trying to see who they called that on.
I think it was on Clay. I think we were both really in depth on.
Hold on. Do I only see 4 players on the floor?
No, there's 5th. He's over near the bench.
Oh, he's just blending in with the players.
He is very much blending.
But you know what?
With
I
the
think it
players.
might have been Rodriguez that got the foul.
Makes 1 of 2.
Bird
gets a rebound.
And the putback for Cale Bird. This one is now going to timeout. Here's a 3-point shot at the buzzer. That's Jalen Williams who finds the net. The River City Raiders score the first points of the game on a 3-pointer. They scored the last points of the game on a 3-pointer. But bookended in between is a 72-68 victory for the Bella Vista Broncos. So after that first 3-pointer in the first minute of play by Aaron Burdick, the Broncos go on a 19-0 run and never relinquished the lead, although it got close. The end result is a 74-68 win for the Broncos. They led by 23 at halftime, and they win it by 6.
Yeah, that got a little close for comfort for me, especially down towards that couple seconds left in that half. We fouled really early a couple times here at the full court line at Bella Vista's side, and it got scary because if we're fouling there, it's stopping the clock and really denying that pressure.
All right, well, we'll get the post-game thoughts of Coach Kussler here in a few moments, as Carson will head downstairs to get that taken care of, and we will we'll check in. Right now, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the final numbers for the game. 23 points for Marka Trotzik to lead the way for Bella Vista. Cale Bird had 13, 10 points for Cade Rucker, 9 points for Maxwell Pruker. And then it drops down to 6 points for Marcus Murch and for Mitchell Emery, 3 for Trevor Iwamatsa, 4 for Jonah Wooden, and 2 for Iman Niadi. On the other hand, boy, it got really interesting. Maverick Herr was huge. He had 10 points on the night for the River City Raiders. They were led by Jordan Tran, who had 14 points overall to lead the way. 10 points for Maverick Herr and 9 for Aaron Burdick. Let's head downstairs now. Carson Allen is with Coach Stuart Kussler.
Well, thank you, George. Hey, Coach. Hi. What a game! I was very, very, very happy with how you guys played that game today. Probably the biggest thing that I wanted to say, and I said on broadcast today, is you guys played a masterclass of defense in that first half. Is there anything that you read really early on in their defense that you want to tell people at home?
Well, we just wanted to come out with more intensity and a faster start, and I think we did that. We worked really hard in our half-court defense. We didn't start with the press, and the guys really worked to get deflections, tips, and then our defense led to our offense. So I was very proud of them.
Yeah, and I will say we have 2 players tonight. First of all, Marka Trotzik coming out of that in that first half, just really putting in that like grindy offense, that making him really shifty with the Raiders defense and just moving around. What do you have to say for Trotzik tonight?
Well, he's our captain. You know, we lean on him to lead our team, and he can score from the outside. He can score from the inside. He made some big free throws at the end, so kind of how he leads us is how we go, and so there's a reason why he's a captain of the team.
How do you want to comment on Cale Birds? I believe he hit at least double digits for rebounds tonight, especially in that first half. He had a lot of rebounds, and I believe second was Rucker.
Yes, they're both great, and the great thing is it's not just defensive rebounds. They're also getting rebounds on offense, and so that gives us second chances to shoot more and get another chance to score. So Cale's doing an amazing job. He had a rebound off of that free throw right there, put it back up and scored, and I'm just very happy with the way both of those guys played.
All right, now going into the second half, at halftime, I did say that the Raiders, if they were going to try and put any amount of time to maybe even cut the lead, they had to shut down a Trotzik and deny the paint. So, and they did that. In that third quarter, you guys didn't really score a lot. Do you think was the trouble with that?
Well, I just think they started pushing the ball up the court more, and I think, especially with high schoolers, there's a natural tendency to let off when you have a big lead, and we have to fight that urge. When we get a big lead, we can't let down. And so we're learning. It's still early in the season, but you know, we started strong, which is something we hadn't been doing, and so I'm really happy with that. Now we just got to put 4 quarters together, and we'll be doing great.
Yeah, and so one more question before you go talk to your players, Coach. Do you have any future plans for the Thursday game, which is our across the lake rivalry against Casa Roble? Do you have anything that you're planning to do to handle the Rams, or are you just trying to think about the games right now and move on?
Well, I'm just thinking about the games, the tournament we have tomorrow. So we play Davis High tomorrow, and Casa will be a big game, and I'll start worrying about that probably on next Wednesday. But it's going to be fun. Hopefully it's a packed gym, and we get a lot of kids in here. The crowd will be going crazy, and it should be a fun atmosphere.
All right, well, thank you, Coach Cussler. You have a great rest of your night,
Thank
and
you.
congratulations on still being undefeated at home.
Okay, have a great night, Carson.
Thanks, you too.
All right, Carson, thank you very much. And yes, the Bella Vista varsity team is undefeated at home. Unfortunately, the JV and the freshmen are not. They lose to River City tonight. Both those games earlier today did not go the Broncos' way. So, but the varsity team, they are still undefeated at home. And so the Broncos, they will, as Coach Cussler mentioned, they will head over to the Antelope Titan Holiday Classic this weekend. They've got Davis tomorrow night. I believe that's a late start, like 8:15, and then games on Friday and on Saturday as well. So the Broncos, 5 games and 5 nights. But, you know, one of the things the coach told us yesterday is if they weren't playing, they'd be practicing, and they practice is about as intensely as they play. So it really should be no different. But again, there's still something about playing those games and all the things that go into that, with the travel, of course, going over to Antelope High School after a full day of school, as a matter of fact, and then getting that all wrapped up. So, but for the Broncos, a 23-point lead at halftime, a 6-point win. But you know what? It still counts as a win in the standings. It doesn't matter if it's by 23 or 40 or 97 or 1. Yeah. It's a win is a win, and they get the win tonight, and they head into the Titan Holiday Classic with on a 2-game winning streak and some momentum going.
Yeah, and let's hope that they can carry that momentum going into that tournament, and then hopefully out of that tournament really have that knowledge with the other teams that they're going to be playing against to fight against the Casa Roble Rams on Thursday.
You get a feeling that on Sunday everybody's going to pretty much spend the whole Sunday sleeping
Oh, yeah.
or studying for finals.
Hey, teach their own.
One way or another. We'll see what happens. All right, so that wraps it up for us. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and run down the litany of what we're doing next week. We'll be here on Tuesday as the Lady Broncos will be taking on West Park. And so we'll have that for you with the pregame starting at 7:15 and then the varsity tip-off at 7:30. On Thursday night, we will be back here for the boys' game against Casa Roble. The Rams coming to town. They look to have a pretty solid basketball program, and they look to
Maybe break that undefeated streak at home.
They look to roll in here and, put an end to that undefeated. They would love nothing more than to do that.
If they did that, I feel like that's the equivalent of the Ohio State-Michigan game. If you beat them on their own home turf, it's definitely going to be scrappy.
Although I don't think anybody's going to be planting any flags here.
If there is, there's definitely going to be something.
There would be damage to the floor, and so somebody would get billed for that, I guess.
Yeah.
And then on Friday night, we will be back here again on the 20th as the Lady Broncos will take on Union Mine on the final. Either it's the last day before winter break or it's the first game of winter break. You can look at it either way because school will be out and winter break will be underway by the time that game tips off on Friday. So we'll have all three of those games. And stay tuned for also an announcement on something else that we might be doing next week. We're not quite ready to make that announcement. We have some from some I's to cross and some T's to dot before we wind up letting you know about all of that that could be coming up as well next week. All right, so that's a wrap for us. Once again, the final score tonight. Bella Vista wins this one 74-68. They are 4-0 at home, 4-1 on the year as they head to Antelope for the Titan Holiday Classic this weekend. Thank you so much for our entire crew. Our producer is Julie Tharlson, camera operator Elizabeth Allen. Now for Carson Allen, I'm George Tharlson. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Have a great night.